Hello, dear friends. I am Professor M. Masum Raza from Department of Library Information Science, AMU Aligarh. So, we are discussing human resource management, and we have discussed job evaluation. And after job evaluation and rating, one of the important element is staff formula. Means how many staff are required in the library. Better output, better understanding. Hello, dear friends. I am Professor M. Masum Raza from Department of Library Information Sciences, AMU Aligarh. We are discussing human resource management, and we have discussed in length what human resource management is, what are the functions and objectives, different definitions by different experts, and we have seen job specification, job description, job ranking, or job evaluation. And today we will see what are the staff formula is. Basically, staff formula is a quantitative assessment of how many people are required in the library or in any organization. So I'll be discussing under these heads. First, I'll just introduce you the topic. Then we'll talk about the professional staff requirement in academic library, national library, and public library. Then we will see semi-professionals required. Under semi-professionals, we have clerks, secretariats, artisans, and then we have unskilled staff, because it is not possible to do all odd jobs by only professionals. Professionals, they will be looking after certain jobs. Some of the jobs will be looked after by the semi-professionals, and some will be looked after by the unskilled people. And I'll try to tell you about the staff formula also, given by the Dr. Sir Ranganathan, both for the university library as well as public library, and we'll see how it goes. So, who are the professionals, and what is our understanding about the staff? And staffing is indeed a very crucial function within an organization. It involves not only hiring and training employees, but also creating a conducive work environment that fosters productivity and achievement of the company's goal or organization's goal. It's about ensuring that the right people are in the right roles, equipped with the necessary skills and support to contribute effectively to the organization's success. Basically, staffing encompasses various critical aspects related to managing human resources within an organization. It involves determining fair wages and benefits to attract and retain talent, as well as implementing effective recruitment and selection processes to bring in individuals who possess necessary skills and qualifications. Once hired, managing employees' performance becomes paramount, that is, becomes primary importance, requiring regular evaluation and feedback mechanisms to ensure alignment with organizational objectives. Additionally, organizations need to focus on continuous development, providing training and opportunities for growth to enhance employee skills and adaptability. Ensuring a safe work environment is also crucial for employees' well being and compliance with regulations. Motivation plays a vital role in staffing, with the strategies aimed at keeping employees engaged, recognized, and committed to their work. Effective communication channels are essential for conveying expectations, providing feedback, and fostering collaboration among team members. By addressing these aspects comprehensively, organizations can assemble a skilled and motivated workforce capable of achieving objectives efficiently. So in a library, one has to classify jobs into professional, senior, and juniors, semi-professionals. Those are clerks and secretarial staff, and unskilled. So among the professional staff, if we go one by one, according to the library, in academic libraries, the hierarchical structure of library positions are distinguishing between professional positions at different levels. The professional requirements in different types of libraries are as under. For academic library, the positions are librarian, deputy librarian, assistant librarian, professional assistant, and semi-professionals. For college library, the librarian, library assistant. For college library, librarian, assistant librarian, and library assistant. Whereas in case of a school library, only librarians are there. They are supposed to look after all the odd jobs. What is the job of library professional? The jobs performed by the library professionals are: number one, book selection. Professionals are responsible for identifying and selecting materials, books, journals, electronic resources, etc., whatever it may be, that are relevant to the library's collection, development policy, and the needs of the users, which involves book ordering. Once material are selected, professionals handle the process of ordering them, which involves coordinating with vendors, managing budgets, and ensuring timely delivery. Then the next process is classification. This involves organizing material according to a systematic arrangement scheme, such as Dewey Decimal or a Library of Congress classification or Universal Decimal classification. Then again, the next process is cataloging. Professionals create descriptive records of each item in the library's collection, including information such as author, title, subject heading, and call numbers to facilitate discovery and access by users. Then again, the next activity is indexing. Indexing involves creating subject indexes or keywords list to help users locate specific information within resources, particularly useful for reference materials like encyclopedias or periodicals. Then the next activity is abstracting. Professionals may create abstracts or summaries of articles or other resources to provide users with concise description of their content. Another activity is reference service, providing assistance to users in locating information, answering research questions, and utilizing library resources effectively. Another service is information service. This broader term encompasses various ways professionals disseminate information to users, including reference service, instruction sessions, research consultations, and outreach activities. So, professionals are involved in strategic planning also for library services, resources, including setting goals, developing policies, and evaluating the effectiveness of library programs. So, these are the jobs which a professional is supposed to do. Here you can see the organizational structure of University of Nottingham Library. So, here you can see we have university libraries. They are the director, and university libraries deputy directors are also there. They are both they are at par, and the job distribution, you can see the hierarchical distribution is within the director. You have associate directors for content and discovery, for customer service, for director for research, and then you have manuscripts and special collections. And in the hierarchy, under deputy director, you have associate director for learning technology and director for teaching and learning. And under these associate directors, different sections are there: collections, discovery, access. This you can view. This is basically the organizational structure in a foreign university. Now we'll discuss the staff formula for public libraries by Dr. S.R. Ranganathan. So you can see that Dr. S.R. Ranganathan suggested that the professional staff of the public libraries of the country should consist of: 1. leaders of the profession. Number 2, senior professionals. And these professional staff has further been categorized as under librarians of the National Central Library. They are considered as class A. Then deputy librarians are considered as class B. Assistant librarians are considered as class C. And then we have different heads of the section, and we have heads of the now we will discuss the staff formula for public libraries by Dr. S. R. Ranganathan. So he classified the complete staff, professional staff, under 3 categories. Number 1, senior professionals, starting from class A to class C, and they were also designated as leaders of the profession. So the librarians of the National Central Library, that was under class A. Deputy librarians of National Central Library was categorized under class B. Assistant librarians was categorized under class C. Then heads of the section, they were considered or categorized under class D. So the next classification was professional seniors. Professional senior, and that were they were categorized under class E. So this included inspector librarian of the city, central library, a reference librarian, or heads of the section. Then the third category was junior professionals, that they were categorized under class F, and this category included professionals in technical section or the reference librarian in CCL or deputy librarians. The next, deputy librarians, reference librarians, or librarians of the branch library, they were considered as junior professionals. The type of staff requirement in the special, departmental, or business libraries. The gradation and categorization of library staff are being aligned with specific titles reflecting their roles and responsibilities within the library profession. The breakdown you can see: the chief librarian, documentation or information, or research officer. The title typically represents the highest ranking position within the library, responsible for overall library management, strategic planning, and leadership in providing library services and resources. Depending on the focus of the library, the title may include the term like documentation, information, or research officer to reflect the broader scope of responsibilities. Then the next category was of deputy librarian or documentation or information or research officer. So the deputy librarian is usually the second in command, assisting the chief librarian in managing library operations, and may have specific areas of responsibility such as collection, development, user services, or technical services. Then the third in the hierarchy is an assistant librarian or documentation, information, or research officer. The assistant librarian play a supportive role in library management, often focuses on specific functions like reference service, cataloging, or user instruction. And next in the hierarchy is documentalist. Next in the hierarchy is documentalist, indexer, abstractor, bibliographer, documentation assistant, technical assistant, or professional assistant. This category encompasses various roles within the library, including technical positions involved in cataloging, indexing, and abstracting, as well as professional assistants who support librarians in providing services to users. Then the second category is of semi-professionals. Semi-professionals performs routine and repetitive jobs in a library. They may be designated by one or the other of the following titles. Especially in public library, or we have a medium area librarian, medium town librarian, small area librarian, or a small town librarian, or a village librarian. A junior professional, class G, may be appointed on the junior post in the circulation, maintenance, or periodical section. A semi-professional may be designated by following titles with necessary modifications: duplicate checking assistant or order assistant or accession assistant, catalog assistant, catalog card writer or typist, catalog card filler, issue or return assistant, or periodical assistance or periodicals assistant. Then the third category is a clerical or secretarial artisan. The clerical or secretarial artisan category in the library setting, where various roles can be classified based on their responsibilities and their skill levels. The superintendent or the office in charge, which is responsible for overseeing. Superintendent or office in charge is responsible for overseeing the administrative functions of the library, managing staff, and ensuring smooth operations. Next is head clerk or head assistant or stenographer. He or she is supposed to provide administrative support, manages clerical staff, and may assist in preparing reports, correspondences, and other documents. The UDC, accounts assistant, correspondence assistant, or stenotypist. They handle clerical tasks such as maintaining records, accounts, and correspondence. Stenographers may also transcribe dictations and provide secretarial support. The lower division clerk or receipt or inward diary clerk, dispatch or outward diary clerk, typist, record clerk, or store clerk. They perform various clerical duties such as typing, filling record keeping, managing incoming and outgoing correspondences. Binder, basically responsible for binding books, journals, and other materials to preserve and organize library collections. Driver is supposed to operate library vehicles to transport material, equipment, and personnel as needed. Photographer is supposed to capture images for the library publication, promotional material, or archival purposes. Similarly, printer operates printing equipment to produce library materials such as flyers, posters, or instructional materials. The fourth category is of unskilled. In the unskilled category, various roles are essential for maintaining the cleanliness, security, and general upkeep of the library environment. Here is a breakdown of these roles. Janitor. Janitor is basically responsible for general cleaning tasks such as mopping floors, vacuuming, carpet, and emptying trash bins to keep the library clean and organized. Shelver, tasked with shelving returned books and ensuring that materials are organized and accessible to library users. Then gardener manages outdoor landscaping and maintains the appearance of the library ground by mowing lawns, trimming bushes, and watering plants. Then next is watchman, provides security and monitors the premises to prevent theft, vandalism, or unauthorized access after hours. Next is sweeper, performs sweeping and mopping duties to keep floors clean and free of debris. Then cleaner engages in general cleaning tasks similar to the janitor, focusing on the maintaining cleanliness in different areas of the library. Then we have attendant, assists library users with basic inquiries, directs them to relevant sections, and helps maintain order in the library. Then we have peon, who performs various support tasks such as carrying documents, delivering messages, and running errands for the library staff. Each role contributes to the smooth functioning of the library by ensuring a clean, safe, and welcoming environment for the patrons and staff. And now we'll see the formula for different sections of a library. So Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, in his book Library Administration, second edition, recommended the following staff formula based on the intake of libraries. So first we will see the professional staff pattern. The formula stated by Dr. S. R. Ranganathan is SB plus SC plus SL plus SM plus SP plus SR plus ST. What it means basically, the people required in SB is book section, basically acquisition section, SC is circulation section, and SL is the librarians or deputies required, SM is maintenance section, SP is periodical section, and SR is reference section, and ST is technical section. So how many people are required in these sections? That we will see. And the next important thing is formula for non-professional skilled staff. That is simply B by 30,000. B stands for the budget. B by 30,000 plus S by 100. S is the number of seats available in the library. You simply divide by 100, add these two figures, you will get the number of non-professional skilled staff required. And the last is the formula for unskilled staff. For unskilled staff, it is SB by 4, means in book section or the acquisition section you require 4 people. SC by 2 means in circulation section you require 2 people. SL for librarians and deputies we require 1 person. Then SM by 4 means for maintenance section again you require 4, and for SP means for periodical section you require 2, and SR by 8 means for reference section you require 8, and for general acquisition it is A by 20,000, means for 20,000 books acquiring you require 1 person, and plus D by 500 means number of books or the periodicals to be documented. For every 500 periodicals to be documented you need 1 person. This is for the unskilled staff. So I'll just elaborate how many people are required. I told you in book section or acquisition section the formula is A by 6,000, means the number of books accessioned is basically stand here for number of books accessioned. Number of books accessioned in a year by 6,000 means for every 6,000 books you require 1 person in acquisition section. Then SC means circulation section, you require number of persons in the circulation section. Number of person in the circulation section is G by 1500, where G stands for number of gate hours for a year. How the gate hours are to be calculated? The person remains on the gate for, just suppose, for 8 hours. You multiply it by number of working days in a week, just multiply it by month, and this is how you get the gate hours. So G by 1500 means for 1500 gate hours you require 1 person in the circulation section, and for especially for the librarians and deputies you require, the formula is HW by 1500, means number of hours libraries kept open in a day. This is working hours. HW stands for working hours, and which is to be multiplied by number of working days in a year. So the formula is HW by 1500. So means working hours you simply divide it by 1500. So that many staff will be required for the number of persons. So for SL, that is SL is number of persons as librarians and his deputies. So the formula is HW by 1500, where the HW is calculated as number of hours libraries kept open in a day, which is to be multiplied by number of working days in a year, and the multiplication, after multiplication, whatever you are getting, just simply divide by 1500. So those many number of persons are required as a librarian and deputies. So SM is number of persons required in the maintenance section. The formula is simply A by 3000. As I told you, A stands for number of books acquired in a year. So number of volumes accessioned in a year. SM is the number of persons in the maintenance section. So the formula is A by 3000, which means A stands for number of volumes accessioned in a year, and just divide by 3000. Whatever number we are getting, that number of persons will be required in the maintenance section. Then for periodical section, we have the formula P by 500. Means number of periodicals currently taken, simply divide by 500, whatever number we get, those many people will be required in the periodical section. SR is number of persons in the reference section. So the formula is R by 50 into W by 250, which means number of readers per day. You have to divide by 50, multiplied by, finally the figure is to be multiplied by number of working days in a year and divided by 250. So whatever figure we get, that number of persons will be required in the reference section. ST stands for technical section. So number of people required in the technical section for classification and cataloging, they are A plus 40D by 2000, which means A again stands for number of volumes accessioned in a year plus 40 into D. D is the number of periodicals abstracted and indexed in a year, and that is to be divided by 2000. This is a formula which is for the professional staff. Then later on, Dr. S. R. Ranganathan suggested certain changes in the above mentioned norms. So periodical publication section, he added 1500 periodicals, means one person will be required for 1500 periodicals subscribed. And in the documentation section, so he's suggested to supplement the work done by the INSTOC, now NISCARE, and the documentation section, he said 30 research workers, for 30 research workers at least. Staff formula, again it was further modified by Dr. S. R. Ranganathan, and he suggested certain changes in the above mentioned, in the earlier mentioned formula. The changes were: periodical publication section, he suggested for 1500 periodicals subscribed, there should be one person. In the documentation section, he said for 30 research workers, there should be one person. In maintenance section, what he said, for 1500 volumes for newly added, 1500 volumes newly added, and for 50,000 volumes to be looked after by one person. Formula recommended by the Library Committee of the University Grants Commission, 1957, of which Dr. S. R. Ranganathan was the chairman. The staff formula was almost similar to the stated above, with the following major changes. Means it was again revised. The periodical section, he suggested one person for every 500 current periodicals taken. Documentation section, one person for every 1000 entries prepared in a year. And maintenance section, one person for every 6000 volumes added in a year, one person for every 500 volumes to be replaced in a day, one person for every 1 lakh volumes in a library. And for unskilled staff, he said one cleaner for every 30,000 volumes in a library, one attendant each for 60,000 volumes added in a year, for every 500 current periodicals taken, and for each of the shifts in the circulation section, besides unskilled and semi-skilled workers normal to any institution.